Welcome back to Meditating with Vidyamala. Today we're going to explore the nervous system a little bit and how we can move from stimulation to calm through body awareness. So in our central nervous system we've got an aspect of it called the autonomic nervous system, and this covers or controls lots of things that are outside our conscious control. It's things like the rate of our breath, our digestion, our heartbeat, sweating, these kind of things. And within the autonomic system there are two wings, if you like, or two aspects. There's a sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is to do with stimulation, and the parasympathetic nervous system is to do with calm. And ideally, both these aspects of the autonomic nervous system are working well, a bit like a well-tuned engine. When we need to be stimulated, the sympathetic kicks into gear, and when it's time for calm, the parasympathetic kicks into gear. But it seems that for many of us in the modern world, we live in a state of sympathetic overdrive, and the parasympathetic nervous system is very undernourished. So we're in a state of constant overstimulation, and this might manifest in your life as a sense of sweaty palms, slightly raised heartbeat, internal sense of agitation perhaps, and an inability to stop, to calm down, and to drop into a place of rest. So it seems like many of us are parasympathetic deprived. And body awareness meditation is a really good way to shift our autonomic nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And it gives us this time of rest. It gives us this time when the nervous system can calm down and replenish itself. And we really need this for our health and well-being. And there's a particularly good way of dropping into the parasympathetic nervous system, and that's back breathing. So when we really learn how to become aware of breathing in the whole back of the body, we're shifting from being overstimulated to being calm. And I think the way this works is that very often when we're in a state of agitation, we're kind of het up. It's as if our awareness is rushing ahead of ourselves. We're rushing into the future. We're worrying. We're anxious. We haven't got time. We can't get through the list. How can we answer all our emails? That kind of thing. It's quite future-oriented. Whereas if we drop our awareness into the back of the body, then we're pulling ourselves back from being future-oriented, and we're dropping back into being present-oriented. It's as if we can't be rushing ahead and resting in the back in the same moment. So I'm going to lead a body scan now that's going to have a particular emphasis on back awareness and back breathing, and just see what effect it has. Maybe it does help you feel calmer, or maybe you need more practice. Being very careful not to give yourself a hard time. This is a training. It takes time to learn these skills. So we'll run through the different parts of the body in the body scan, but we'll linger in the back of the body. We'll rest there. We'll investigate that area in particular and see what you notice. So to begin with, settling, perhaps taking a few deeper breaths, and on each out breath arriving in this position a little bit more. Choosing your posture. You can do it sitting, standing, lying. And seeing if you can give the whole weight and the shape of the body up to gravity. So let's begin at the head today. So a general sense of the whole head. The position of the head, if we're lying down, letting it rest on the cushion or the pillow. If we're sitting, letting it be poised on top of the head. Being aware of the face. Coming down through the neck, the throat at the front, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck. Being aware of the arms, the position of the arms. If we're lying down, having them resting at the side of the body. Hands palm upwards, or you can have your hands palm downwards resting on the abdomen or the belly. It's completely up to you. If you're sitting or standing, then choosing a comfortable position for the arms and the hands. Coming into the front of the body, the chest and the belly being breathed. Swelling on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Coming down through the hips, down through the legs, the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, the ankles, and the feet. Resting inside the legs, the ankles, the feet, the toes. So we have a general sense of the whole body. And now let's invite our awareness inside the back of the body. Let's start off with the buttocks. Feeling the contact between the buttocks and the surface they're sitting or lying upon, or if you're standing, having a sense of the buttocks, the base of the back of the body. And now let's come up into the lower back, feeling the curve of the lower back between the sacrum and the back of the waist. Seeing if we can rest our awareness right inside the lower back. And noticing what happens in the lower back as we breathe. Maybe there's a sense of the angle changing a wee bit, the shape changing a wee bit, or a broadening on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. There are ligaments that attach all the way from the diaphragm right down to the inside of the lower lumbar vertebrae. So every time the diaphragm moves with the breath, the back moves. There's a rocking or cradling in the lower back. Can you get a sense of this? If you've got discomfort, then allowing the breath to soothe the discomfort. And coming up to the middle back, behind the waist, what's happening here with breathing? Can you rest your awareness right inside that area? And the upper back. The ribs are as much in the back of the body as the front of the body. The lungs are as much in the back of the body as the front of the body. Maybe you've never thought about that before, but it's interesting. I find that interesting. So when I'm aware of breathing, I can choose to be aware of breathing in the upper back, the middle back, the lower back. And there's a lot happening. There's a lot to be aware of. There's a lot to be interested in. And now let's broaden our awareness to be aware of the whole back of the body. Lower back, middle back, upper back, being breathed. Seeing if you can allow the back of the body to occupy space. Take up its space fully. And just noticing as you do this, is your mind a little calmer? Have you dropped into a calmer place in yourself? If you haven't, don't worry, but just being aware of the possibility of back awareness, back breathing, inducing calm, stimulating the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, the calming part. And now broadening awareness to be aware of the whole body. And just notice, do you feel different now to how you felt at the beginning? If you do, noticing this, remembering this. This is what happens when we drop our awareness inside the body, inside the back of the body in particular. And choosing to stay in the body scan for as long as you've chosen. And when it's time to end, opening the eyes gently, moving the body with intentionality, slowly, calmly. And remembering that you can drop into back breathing at any time during the day. Any time when you're feeling agitated, overstimulated, choosing to rest your awareness inside the back of the body and noticing what happens when you do that. And I look forward to meditating with you again next time.